Good morning. It's morning number 1 here in Israel. I'm in Tel Aviv, or Jaffa, or Joppa. It's kind of a suburb of Tel Aviv, kind of like the way Houston runs into everything around it and swallows it up. Same thing happened here. I'm in the courtyard of my hotel, or guest house, I should say. It's Beit Emmanuel Guest House. This is the oldest Messianic Christian congregation in Jaffa. It's a beautiful place. I had a wonderful night. I slept great. I was planning on sleeping in because I had been going since 4 o'clock the previous morning. But, I made it to about 6 o'clock. And the lights were coming in my window, and the birds were singing, and wow. That was enough. Supernatural rest, I believe it was. So here I am in the courtyard, enjoying the view, the sights, the sounds. I wanted to show you, everything's got a label here. So there must be a guide somewhere to tell me what's what. This is an incredible tree. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at those roots that come down. See the roots come down from the tree. And then over time, they thicken. Kind of like a Chevrolet, I guess. I have a Chevrolet that does that. I'm training to do that. I don't think it will ever get this big. This is incredible, astounding. Look at that. It's all one tree. Who really knows where the original tree is at this point? Buried somewhere in there. Maybe this right here? I don't know. Maybe. It also has fruit on it. Some kind of little fruit. I don't know if that's edible, but it's tempting. It's not loose. I bet if it's not loose, then it's not ready. Very tempting. I forget what these are called, but you can, that's sometimes a potted plant for us. There's a lot of things. Oh, here's Chevrolet. There's a lot of things we can't really put in the ground and grow that they can. Stays out here year round. This is one of them. Have you ever seen a bougainvillea this big? Look at that. Goodness sakes alive. See, that's labeled too. 6 and 7. That's 2 different plants, but I believe they're both bougainvillea. The whole place, when I look out my window from my room, as far as the eye can see, bougainvillea blooms on trees so big they reach the roofs of houses, you know. It's just incredible. So we got a little rain last night here. We're expecting some more today. Gray clouds there. Some blue that way. It's supposed to rain this morning and then clear up, so I'm ready with a water-resistant jacket, and I don't think it'll be too bad. So I just wanted to do just a short little reading about this area. But I have finished my third cup of coffee already this morning. I'm going to set you down. So that y'all can enjoy with me. It's just going to be a short reading. It's about Jaffa, where we're at now, and a few verses where the Bible references this area. So Jaffa, or Yaffo, is the modern name for the biblical city of Joppa, also referred to as Jaffo in the Old Testament. The earliest written reference to Joppa is found in inscriptions on the wall of the temple of Karnak at Thebes in Egypt. In those references, Thutmose II, who ruled from 1490 through 1436 BC, boasts of capturing a number of cities in Israel, including Joppa. The Hebrew word Joppa means beauty or comeliness, and I can see why they would name it that. It's pretty astounding here. The magnificence of the city comes from its ideal location along the Mediterranean seacoast. During Old Testament times, Joppa was a seaport used by Solomon to import the cedar logs from Lebanon used to build the original temple of God in Jerusalem. It is also the seaport from which Jonah fled to avoid God's command to go to Nineveh. In the New Testament, Peter visited Joppa on several occasions. Here, God used him to raise Dorcas, or Tabitha, a lady known for her generosity, from the dead. It was also at Joppa, in the home of Simon the tanner, that Peter had a vision, instructing him that all foods and all people were clean in God's eyes. The biblical references are Joshua 19, 40 through 46, 2 Chronicles 2, 3 through 16, Jonah 1, 1 through 3, Acts 9, 46 through 42, and Acts 9, 43 through 10, 48. I'm going to read just a couple of them. It looks like we're going to get maybe a little sprinkle, so we won't take too long. Joshua 19, 40 through 46 is our first. The seventh lot came out of the tribe of Dan, according to its lands. The territory of their inheritance included Zorah, Eshtaol, Irshemesh, Shaladen, Alahan, Ilha, Elon, Timah, Ekron, Eltekeh, Gibbethon, Baloth, Jehud, Ben-Berak, Gath, Ramon, Jarkon, and Raycon, with the area facing Joppa, when the territory of the Danites was lost to them. Wow, that was actually all of the verses. Holy moly. And I probably butchered most of those names. Our next section is going to be 2 Chronicles 2, 3 through 16. Solomon sent this message to Hiram, king of Tyre. Send me cedar logs as you did for my father David, when you sent him cedar to build a palace to live in. Now I am about to build a palace for the name of the Lord my God, and to dedicate it to him for burning fragrant incense before him, for setting out the consecrated bread regularly, and for making burnt offerings every morning and evening on the Sabbath, at the new moons and at the appointed festivals of the Lord our God. This is a lasting ordinance for Israel. The temple I'm going to build will be great, because our God is greater than all other gods. But who is able to build a temple for him, since the heavens, even the highest heavens, cannot contain him? Who then am I to build a temple for him, except as a place to burn sacrifices before him? Send me therefore a man skilled to work in gold and silver and bronze and iron and purple, crimson and blue yarn, experienced in the art of engraving, to work in Judah and Jerusalem with my skilled workers, whom my father David provided. Send me also cedar, juniper, and algum logs from Lebanon, for I know that your servants are skilled in cutting timber there. My servants will work with yours to provide me plenty of lumber, because the temple I must build be large and magnificent. I will give your servants, the woodsmen who cut timber, 20,000 cores of ground wheat, 20,000 cores of barley, 20,000 baths of wine, and 20,000 baths of olive oil. Looks like the rain is going to hold off. So the next section is Jonah 1:1-3. The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai. Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it, because its wickedness has come up before me. But Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed for Tarshish. He went down to Joppa, where he found a ship bound for that port. After paying the fare, he went abroad and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord. That makes me think. Is there anything in your life God's asked you to do and you didn't want to? When have you run from the Lord? Well, folks, we'll study more later at some other locations, but I think breakfast is about ready. I hear more people stirring. I'll see you later today. God bless.